Behind for Rambo. Rambo leaned on, able to fight through Newman. Rambo scores! Matt Rambo just shreds Jared Newman and puts it through for his first goal.
Rambo just taking on Newman in this one-on-one matchup. We'll try to get his thoughts here in a second. Hey Matt, this is Ryan up in the booth. What are you trying, as you turn the corner, how do you judge whether you can turn that or you got to roll back? What are you feeling physically?
Just trying to read his pressure right there, and I saw him go over the head. So, man, I'm out of breath right now. I got to talk to you in a minute.
Chuck. Now Smith, straight away, in tight. Rambo found himself alone, and he scores. Couple of pumps from Rambo. He goes upstairs, and Whipsnakes are on a 4-0 run. Here's Rambo. He scores. Matt Rambo. For them, a man up. It gets deflected, but it still came through for Smith. Rambo in front for Carlson. Matt Rambo. Got a little bit of a separation, and it leaks through Kincannon. Kincannon got a lot of it, but not all of it. Scored one goal in the third quarter, just one goal here in the half. Rambo, they score! John Hawes able to dart out and put it between the legs of Kincannon. Still no Zed Williams here for Whipsnakes. Rambo. Williams is on the field. My apologies. Rambo loses his stick on the check from Rexroad. But then Durkin can't get away, and it's Williams with it.
Another hustle play there by Carlson.
Here's Rambo. He scores! Rambo runs it to 11. Whipsnakes win it in overtime.
Let's start with the defensive play here. You're going to see the heady double team by Rexroad. Atlas scoop it up, but on this clear, watch Jay Carlson sprint in, get his stick in there, and yank upwards. He actually loses it in the process. And while everyone kind of settles down, Rambo goes, I got other ideas. And you can just see Rexroad, he's got to be exhausted after that defensive stand. Just a poor defensive approach allows Rambo to get upfield top side. And before the defense and Kincannon realize kind of what's happened after that turnover, Rambo ends it. And from distance, you're going to see as Rambo kind of pushes up, Sexton's right in the middle of your screen, number 46. He's concerned with a potential double team, and he kind of gets lost in no man's land here. You can see him, do I help, do I not help? He assumes he's got help behind him.
Whipsnakes came out of the locker room as Rambo scores. Matt Rambo with his first in a long time. It's the first in more than 13 minutes of game action for Whipsnakes as well. It puts them back ahead 7-6 as Rambo gets on the board here in Albany. There's at least a conversation to be had, and Matt Rambo tucks it inside the bar to tie it at 9.
He uses a pick behind the cage. Bernhard had Jones trapped on defense, and just like the previous pick by Abbott, exploiting those Redwoods offensive midfielders when they get trapped on defense, and in both instances, they've been late on that switch. So you got to communicate, are we staying with our man, are we getting through, are we switching? I'm doing great, Seth. How are you?
Yeah, after a 4-hour rain delay, I'm ready to roll.
Can you walk us through just in terms of challengeable, not challengeable, that specific play as they bury another one?
Yeah, obviously this is going to be a touchy situation, but the direct play did not involve anything around a goal.
Bang, bang play if the goaltender's stick was touched?
I mean, only if it leads to a goal or it has crease implications, that's where it's challengeable. But at this point in time, because of the time that elapsed, you know, it's basically just either a missed call if it was interference with a goalie, or it was just a play-on type situation. And so again, we had to give Nat St. Laurent his flag back. It's an unchallengeable call at this point in time.
Progressive game flow.
Rambo again. Matt Rambo. 4 goals, 6 points in the game. He has scored 3 times in the 4th quarter alone.
You can see the feed by Chanachuk, and Rambo wisely takes a couple steps upfield before finishing. Matt, it seems like good old times down there with you and Zed. You know, Zed's got 5 and you've got 6 points. What's it feel like to be back out there with your buddy?
Feels good to play with Zed. One of the best ever, nicest dude I ever met. He's the best.
Rambo got a little pick and a little magic from Rambo. Sneaky shot by Matt Rambo.
By John Hawes, that little rub on Jeffrey allows Rambo just enough space to get his hands free. He had a strong Friday night.
Picked up by Harris. Rambo on the short stick. Rambo knifing through and scores again. An individual effort from Matt Rambo. His 2nd goal today.
Turn the corner, you see after the switch, Harris on ball. He's just such a load and beautiful body control. He kind of leans down. You can see lowering his already low center of gravity, just runs through the Harris hold and check. And once he gets to the middle of the field, his release is so quick and so compact.
With the way he's playing, sign him up. Chris Bates, head coach of Archers, is on the sideline. Goal for Matt Rambo.
And he just runs right through a hold and check by Hasek. That was that heavyweight matchup.
Rambo slips away from Eppel and scores.
They've had great energy to this game. As we're watching this replay, your matchup on Eppel specifically, do you think he's trying to force you to your right?
Yeah, I think he knows I'm a left by now. After playing him since high school, so.
Final minute of regulation. Rambo scores! Who else would it be? Matt Rambo and the Whipsnakes lead by 1.
Frank, you're just going to see him lean in. Eppel loses his footing a little bit, and from there he's just trying to play catch up. And somehow, some way, Rambo's able to lean in and whip his upper body back towards the cage and just get enough on this shot. Hey, Matt, we're watching the replay just as you are. Talk us through that little goal line extended pick. What are you looking for as you come off of that?
I'm seeing if they're switching that goal line. They didn't switch, or it was late. I know he jumps off the pipe a little bit with the high crease, so I try to sneak it inside.
Earhart, the feed down to the goal line, and this one bounced away, but right to Rambo. Rambo rolls back, had Randall stumbling, and he fed it to the interior for Jay Carlson.
What a feed and finish. See Rambo, that quick rollback, and Carlson between 3 Water Dogs defenders is able to dive and catch and finish this in one motion. That's just a ton of trust between those 2 players. So a spot feed by Rambo. He throws it to the open space, allowing Carlson to cut into that.
Back for Smith. Smith inside, touched over for Rambo. They come back to the middle, and they got it.
And this is just exemplary crease play by Jake Carlson. Frees it right here. So the Chaos are in what's called a 5-man rotation. So these 5 guys are all sharing the responsibility inside. So as the Whip Snakes move the ball around the perimeter, Carlson just finds that dead spot. You see the inside out, and then Rambo wisely goes right back to him.